Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video. It's kind of like a shop my stash, but it's more like help me pick out which eyeshadow palette I want to use. So I've been using for the past 2 weeks. Usually I switch it up every week. I try to pick a different palette just because I have so many, so many palettes that I haven't used, and I just want to start using some of my stuff that I already have, to kind of deter me from buying stuff and just keeping it in my collection and not using it. So I've been using the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, which I bought not that long ago. I'd probably say like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. And I've been using this palette for 2 weeks is what I've got on my eyes right now, and I really have loved this palette. Like, it's crazy because I remember seeing the reviews on YouTube when it first came out, and everybody was raving about it, how much they loved it, how much better it was than the first launch. And I kind of didn't really buy into the hype, obviously, because I didn't buy it until much later. I think I only ended up picking it up because it was like super discounted, and I was like, what the hell? Anyways, these shadows are phenomenal. Like, I'm not going to say they're the best, because I have some really top tier, high end palettes in my collection. But, like, for affordable and the amount of products or that you get, like, these are very, very nice shadows. They're super easy to work with. There's a really nice selection here. I've really enjoyed using this palette for the past 2 weeks, and that can tell you a lot, because usually after a week I switch it out, because you can get kind of bored using the same palette, every day. But I've loved every single look that I've gotten out of this palette. I've gotten some nice neutral looks, some nice pop of color type looks, and some nice more sultry looks, some simpler looks, and everything has been super easy. I use this palette to fill in my brows. And yeah, I feel like it's a very versatile palette. The only thing about it that would be kind of like a con, sorry, my camera's shaking so much, is the fact that there's a lot of like reddish tone. I figure it would be better if I propped you up like this. Anyways, like I was saying, there's a lot of reddish tones in this palette. I'll kind of hold it up again. You've probably seen a ton of pictures of it, but there are a lot of reds, like the mattes. The majority of them are like red based, have a red type of undertone. And so it would have been nice to kind of have a little less reddish browns. And some colors can kind of look the same. Like, let me see if I could twist this around. Like these two shades up top here, one is more like white and the other one is like more kind of yellowish, but on the eyes it looks the same. So I don't think it was necessary to have both of those shades there. This shade here is like a brown and this is a black, and you can't really tell in person. There's not much of a difference between these two shades. So I just feel like, I don't know, if we gotten one over the other it would have been fine, because this looks black on the lids. Yeah, so I just feel like some of the shades are kind of very similar. That's my only complaint, if any at all. And the shadows are powdery. They're very powdery, I will say that. The shimmers aren't powdery, but the mattes for sure are very powdery. You dip your brush in there and you get a lot of kick up, which is why I think a lot of people talked about how it's a very it's a palette that gets very messy, like it just gets really dirty. And it's because like the mattes just kick up a lot of product when you dip your brush in there. And yeah, so that's kind of like a con. I know some people don't mind it. I personally don't mind it at all, just because I find that these shadows, you kind of have to build them up. Like they swatch really well, but when you apply them with a brush on your eyes, I find myself having to go over the matte shadows, a little bit more, because they're very powdery. So sometimes the pigment doesn't really translate to its full capacity on the eyes. But I mean, it's not really a complaint, just because when you're working with darker shades and like pops of colors, fun colors, it's better to work with a shade that you build up, rather a shade that is like full intensity from the get-go. For me personally, it's personal preference. But yeah, so I have to switch out this palette because I've been using it a lot, and I want to give some of the other girls a chance. And tomorrow I have a DMV appointment because I have to change my out of state license to a license here. So I'm getting my license kind of renewed, and I'm going to be due for a new picture. So I was like, I guess this is a good time to change the palette, and which makes no sense because I'm most likely going to do a neutral type of look. Um, and this is a pretty neutral palette, but I just want to try something different. And I know that if I don't change this up now, I'm probably going to end up using it for another week. So I guess we're doing a kind of like a shop my stash, but I'm not changing my face products that I'm using, just because I just picked those up out 2 weeks ago, and I typically like to use those for like a month at least. So it's just gonna be eyeshadow palette, and I usually pick one, but we might pick two or three. And then what else? I might as well show you kind of like a close up of this look. Not my finest, but I like it. I mean, I did it before work. I didn't get up early, okay? I threw this on a couple minutes before I was supposed to leave to go to work. So I think I did pretty good for a work type of look with a work type amount of time to work with. That's a lot of words. But I was going to say something. Yes. So if you haven't gotten this palette already, um, I would suggest you get it. Like, whenever Morphe has sales, this palette always goes on sale. Sometimes I see it for like 13 bucks. And let me tell you, for $13, it's worth it. And you could probably get it cheaper than that, but yeah, it's definitely worth it. Yeah, maybe if you're like a really bougie person, you wouldn't necessarily like this because it doesn't have like that high end feel. It's just like cardboard packaging. But if you just want to have a nice arrangement of quality eyeshadows, then I think you would enjoy this palette, and I think you should pick it up. Don't pick it up full price or even half price, okay? Well, I don't know how much it is half price, but pick it up when it's like dirt cheap, because a lot of the times, every time they have a sale, this palette is always on sale just because it's been out for so long. So yeah, so I'm gonna pause the video. I'm gonna go to my closet, and we're gonna kind of, I guess I'm gonna pick out a couple palettes, and then we're kind of deciding together what I'm going to use. All right, so far this is what I have picked out. The Dare to Create Morphe palette that I bought years ago and I never used. I have the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Nouveau palette that I just got. And I've picked out this 35N Morphe Boss Mood palette that I've never used, but I'm going to keep kind of going in here and seeing what I could pick from my collection. All right, guys, I pulled out a couple things from way in the back. Everything that I pulled out except for one palette is brand new, never used, so I definitely have to pick some of these palettes to play with because they are old. So let's get into it. And the goal here is to pick three palettes to wear for the next week, 2 weeks maybe. So the first one is this neon, and I'm gonna show it and then I'm gonna look at it and decide whether I'm gonna use it or not. Okay, so this is the Huda Beauty neon palette. Out of all the neon palettes, this one is my favorite. I love greens, and it has these two greens in here that are kind of cute. But yeah, I haven't used this in a while. I really hate these flaky shimmers. They're terrible. Like, let me swatch this one. This one has hard pan on it. You can't even fucking see it, but it has hard pan on it. It's like this glittery shade and then this blue one here. Very like subtle, like barely any pigmentation on there, guys. And then I'll swatch this. Oh, that might have to be a no for me. Yeah, that might have to be a no. The sun is leaving us, guys. I just turned on the light in the room until the sun decides to rejoin us, but yeah, that might have to be a no from me. I don't remember these being this sheer. That's another one swatch down here. I don't know. That might have to be a no. I might have to declutter this. I've been thinking about decluttering these neon palettes. So, yeah, this is a no. All right, the next ones are these colored rain ones, and I'm going to show these together just because they're like smaller palettes. Y'all remember these, right? I have them, never used them, and then I was looking at them while I was looking at my closet, and I'm not really crazy about them. Like, I don't know why I bought them, because like I was looking at them and then I was like, these aren't really my style. So we have Berry Cute and we have Berry Rust. I think you can figure out which one's cute, which one's rusty. Ugh, I just ruined one of the shades. Berry Cute, and this one's Berry Rusty. The reason why I say I'm not really into this is because this is probably one of the ugliest shades I've ever seen in my life. It's not pulling at, it's like a green yellow shade, like olive. It's not really showing well on camera. Let me swatch this mother effer. Ugh, I don't know, guys. These shades are really freaking soft though. Oh, it doesn't look too bad swatched on the hands. This doesn't look too bad. Let me swatch this dream shade right here. That's what dream looks like. And That's all right. Ugh, I'm not crazy about this palette, y'all. I might have to declutter this. I don't want to waste my time using something that's not really inspiring to me. I mean, this dust shade seems interesting. I'll swatch this. This seems. Ooh, that's nice. It's a nice red. And I just so happen to be allergic to red shadows. You know what? I'm gonna put this in the maybe pile, okay? I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna throw this away. I freaking hate these. I'm gonna put it in the maybe pile, okay? Next one was Berry Cute. I love purples. This purple right here is speaking to me. Let's watch it. And I do wipe my fingers on this towel. Oh, that feels nice and smooth. Look at that shade. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, God, yes. Look at that. It has like a pink shimmer in it. Like pink flecks of glitter in there. That's lovely. Okay, let's try this platinum berry shade. It's the camera's, it's like gray, a grayish shade. Oh, that's really pretty. That's really freaking pretty. Okay. Yeah, I like this palette so far. This is going in my yes pile. Okay? That's yes pile. All right. Next up, sorry. Next up is this Makeup Forever Professional like Volume 1 palette. This is one of the first palettes that I've ever bought and never used. But it's basically not neutral. It's a cool, neutral palette with just basic shimmers and not really a matte shade in here. I don't know about this one, guys. Just because I just realized it doesn't have a matte shade. I do like some of these shimmers. You know what? I'm going to add it to the maybe pile. All right. This one. This is probably a good palette to get a DMV type of look, right? I don't know. I like these tones. They're really nice. Oh, but I don't know if I'm ready to use her. I should be. I'm going to swatch some of these. I should take pictures of this palette before I swatch it. I'm going to fucking swatch it. Fuck it. Let's swatch Hope, which is right here. I always have to swatch the green, guys. Oh, that's so freaking pretty. It looks like more gold there. Oh man, that shade is so stunning. Oh God. Okay, let's do Wings. Looks like a silvery metallic shade. Next, see how it compares. These are so soft. These are so freaking soft. I'll swatch it right on top. Oh my God. Oh. Okay, what other shades should we swatch? Let's swatch Peacock. See if that brown blue or brown green, that was so popular years ago. Yeah, it is. And I'm gonna swatch that one right here. I've seen this shade so many times, so it's like I'm not really impressed. But I mean, the quality is really good on it. Yeah, this is going on my This is going on the yes pile, guys. I'm sorry, but it has to. And I'm tossing the box because it's obnoxious. I usually like to keep it in the box because it stores better, but that box is obnoxious. Can't even talk. This is a really nice palette. ABH, please don't disappoint me. Okay, next one. Let's look into this big boy right here. Dare to Create. Let's check them out. I think this was the first Morphe palette that I ever bought. This was like their holiday palette. Oh, this is so pretty. It's really dark though. Oh, look at that. I forgot why I bought it. Oh, this is... I'm not going to include this. This is too big. This needs like a week of its own. Right? Like a week of its own because it's so big. If I add this to the pile, then I'm not going to use anything else because I can get so many different looks from this. So this is going to go on my no pile. Yeah. This has got to go on my no pile, guys. Sorry. Alright, now we have another Morphe palette. Is the 35M Boss Nude palette. And when I saw this palette, I fell in love with it because of the greens in here, if I remember correctly. And I do. Oh, I probably can't use this palette either because I'll solely use this. Oh. She's beautiful. I'm a sucker for greens, okay? Let's... I'm not gonna swatch it because if I swatch it, I'm gonna want to use it. Oh. Okay, this one's this is no pal, okay? Because this deserves a week on its own. And last but not least, I have the Flare Remixed by It's Belle Cosmetics, which is an indie brand. And I don't know. These are gorgeous. Look at these. Oh, this one got damaged in transport, but I just pressed it again. But oh God. I feel like I don't really have a good companion palette to use this with, like from the ones that I picked. So I think this is gonna be a no. Yeah. It's gonna be a no because I feel like I don't have a good companion palette to pair these multi-chromes and duochromes with. So it's gonna be a no for me. So we've got four no's, we've got two maybes, and we got two yeses. So this was a yes, and this was a yes. So I'm thinking I should add the Makeup Forever palette to the yes pile because it's a more neutral palette. And I'm allergic to... there's something in red shadows that makes my eyes like red. It doesn't matter if I wash up my makeup. Like I'll wear my makeup and then I'll take it off. And I'll make sure that I like use eye drops in my eyes and I'll clean them out. But it doesn't matter because the next day when I wake up, my eyes are stuck together and I have like gunk and crust all over my eyes. And it only happens when I wear red shadows or like pink or purple shadows that look like they have red to them. So I don't know what it is on red shadows that causes that, but I've not used this. I just swatched it in the video. You know what? I'm gonna add this to the yes pile as well. So I'm gonna do 4 palettes for 2 weeks, okay? Because I feel like that would be fair. 4 palettes, 2 weeks. The Berry Cute Berry Rust, the Anastasia Nouveau palette, And the Makeup Forever Artist Shadows #1, volume #1. That is gonna be my Shop My Stash eyeshadow edition. Um, yeah. And I guess that's the end of this video. This video is probably long as hell, and I'm probably the only one that's gonna watch it. So if you actually did watch it, just comment down below and be like, I watched it too. If you got this far, just say I watched it too. And if you don't comment that, then I know that all these views are from me and solely me. And that's hella sad. So yeah, that's kind of depressing. I gotta go.